$1,200? More so because of the kit than the actual quarter panels. Again, I know it sounds crazy, but the math checks out. They didn't just slap on OEM fenders and call it a day. They did the full OEM fender liners. They're $250 a pop. And then you got these guys, these little rear quarter panel plastic trim mud flaps, whatever you want to call them. They snap in right here on the rear of the quarter panel. They've been discontinued forever. They're like $300 a pair, so already $800. And then you have the quarter panels themselves, even ones that are like broken in half or still selling for a couple $100 a piece. That's a lot of rubber in there. They're using this thing right. That is $1,750 out of the body. And I know this doesn't sound great. We're not even 40% of the way there yet. But given the state of this car, I would argue that that is really impressive. But more importantly, check this out.
That's impressive.
A pack of wires here. And we saw this hanging out from under the car when it was on the forklift. But this is some serious aftermarket fuel pump wiring. Now, Corvettes in general are really easy cars to work on and modify. But there's one area in particular, it's an exception to that, and it's the fuel system. So what most people will do, let's go ahead and get that out of the way, is just run an auxiliary fuel pump. It's a secondary fuel pump that'll go right there. That way you leave everything in the tank exactly as it came from the factory. It makes it a little bit easier. You do have to tap a hole in the tank right there. That part's a bit sketchy. I saw this wiring hanging out when we were carrying it in. I figured, okay, it's another vet with an auxiliary fuel pump. And then I saw this and thought, all right, it's another vet with an auxiliary fuel pump. And then I noticed that that's a fuel filter. That is not indeed an auxiliary fuel pump. So I don't know what they've done. We'll find out at some point, but they've done some sort of in-tank fuel setup. And once again, that's no joke. That's serious on these cars. It's big money, and it's meant to handle a lot of power.
Do I know if it's corn or
I
not?
do, yeah. Exactly. We're jumping around once again. The next part in this whole thing is usually the wheels, the suspension, all stuff that I'm really excited for on this, but we might as well. It wasn't very tight.
Wonder why it wasn't fire. Oh. What is it?
That's 93 octane.
Ah!
That's 93 for sure. But maybe they didn't run E85 because they had this. That is an alcohol or methanol injection pump, and they were spraying that right into the intake. That kind of achieves a lot of the benefits of E85 without having to run E85. Let's see here. Just like those quarter panels, these are worth a ton of money if they're factory and not so much if they aren't. Hey, Spell China, that says about all you need to know right there. Factory versions of these wheels, they have a really light engraving of the wheel specs right around there. I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? It'd be real nice if they were OEM. These are known as the cup wheels. If they were factory, you're looking at like a $2,000 set of wheels. In this case, at least we got a couple good reproduction rears that are worth